So the MLB postseason is set. I want to talk first about those incredible games today. Mets Braves. Man, what baseball did to us today. We were really in for a treat. Um, and I think it goes to show there is clearly still a market for baseball. We we always think, baseball's a dying sport. Football, basketball is overtaking it. Dude, baseball it's peaking right now. So, if you didn't know, let's walk you through the scenario. Diamondbacks scuffled through. They lost a series to the Brewers. They did win their last series against the Padres, two out of three. D-backs are tied. They're at 89 wins. Padres at 88 wins, and the Braves also 88 wins. But Padres and Braves still have two more games against each other. So the question is, what's going to happen in those two games, right? If the Padres win both, if the Mets win both, Mets are at 88, Braves at 88, D-backs 89. If the Mets win both, they get to 90, they're in, D-backs are in, Braves are out. If the Braves win both, they get to 90. They're in, D-backs are in, Mets are out. If the Mets and Braves split, it would be a three-way tie at 89 wins, and in that case, the D-backs would be out. So Diamondbacks are rooting for a sweep. And of course, a split was always the more likely of outcomes just because of the nature of when one team wins, they're going to be excited, but they're probably going to let the other team go. Either way, game one, Braves are up 3-0. And the Mets, all of a sudden, here they come. Look at that. Lindor with a double to make it 3-2. Or to make it 3-1, excuse me. And that was a huge double for or was that? No, that wasn't Lindor. Lindor comes up next. The Mets were firing on all cylinders in this game. Here comes. There's the single there. Now it's a tie game. No, now it's Burns at the corners. I'm way off. Now Lindor comes up. Runners at the corners for Lindor. 3-2 ball game. What does he do? Right up the middle. Makes it 3-2. Braves, though, eventually, the Braves, so let's see. Do they get out of the inning? They keep going, 3-3. Here's Jose Iglesias. Excuse me, no, that's Rizal Iglesias, the Braves closer, who really kind of... So there goes Lindor. He scores. Now it's 4-3 Mets. Back on top. Mets, are they done yet? No, they're not, because here comes. It's 4-3 already. Who comes to the plate? Brandon Nimmo. Top of the eighth. See you later. 2-run bomb. Mets score 6 runs top of the eighth, make it 6-4. But the Braves are not going to go down without a fight. Here they come. Bottom of the eighth. Get ready for this. Bases are going to be loaded. So here you go. Did we miss it? Here it is. Bases loaded for the Braves. Diaz. Edwin Diaz. He struggled this year. Who comes to the plate? Ozzie Albies, the same guy who put them on top early. Bases loaded, ropes that one. That's a bases clearing double. How about that? Braves take the lead right back, 7-6. Remember, this game was 2-0 for the most of the game. Now it's 7-6. But get ready for the Mets. Down 7-6. They get a guy on base. And who is it? It's Lindor again. How about that? Pimps a homer. Right center field. Gives the Mets the lead, and that time they didn't look back. Game 2, the Braves ended up coming and winning game 2. So the Mets win game 1, 8-7. Thrilling finish. Lindor literally putting the team on his back. I mean, seriously on his back. Now the Braves need to win a game. And they do. They win the final game of the season, 3-0. The Mets, I'm not saying the Mets agreed not to try as hard, but I think ultimately the Mets understood. A, uh, I think ultimately the Mets. So here's the deal. Mets win, they have to play the Padres in San Diego. They had been the second wild card. Mets lose, they go to Milwaukee. Padres have been hotter than the Brewers. The Padres have been better in the second half than the Brewers. I think they finished with the same record. They both won 93 games. So it's one of the so if the Mets had won this game, they would have played the Padres. Now instead they play the Brewers, I believe, and the Braves play the Padres. Because I'm pretty sure the Braves have the tiebreaker over the Mets. I'm not sure if that played into their strategy or not. If they were really thinking about who they'd rather match up against. Either way, congratulations to the Braves. Both teams are going to be in the playoffs. I'm happy for the Braves, man. They had a rough season. Austin Riley out for the year, Acuna out for the year, and they still managed to get the job done, make the postseason. I mean, they've got a bunch of scrubs playing for them, like Whit Merrifield, Jared Kelenic, Ramon Laureano, Gio Urshela. I mean, it's a bunch of guys who've been cast away from other teams, and they figured it out. To their credit, huge credit to Ozzy Albies for being a leader on their team. Matt Olson had a down year, Sean Murphy as well, but then their pitching staff, man, Chris Sale was great. And shout out to the D-backs, man. The D-backs, I feel for you. Your fate was decided by a doubleheader that you didn't get to be a part of. D-backs blew an 8-0 lead to the Brewers last week. If they win that game, they'd be in the postseason right now. Weird. Both World Series teams from last year out of the playoffs. Mets and Braves both in. Padres are the other wildcard team. How about that, man? And yeah, shout out to the D-backs. They were close. They were very close.